Hello guys, in today's episode, before we begin make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss out when we post. Entitled Jerk. I'm a 19-year-old female and I still revel in this story. In my second year of high school, I had come out to all my friends as liking both guys and girls, and fully intended on no longer hiding it. Not flaunting, just happily dating girls without worry of judgment. I ended up liking this girl, we'll call her Lily, so I lightly flirted, called her beautiful and such, etc. I made sure not to make her uncomfortable because if she wasn't attracted to girls then I still wanted her as my friend. She's a good person. Keep in mind, during all of this, Lily was pretty good friends with another girl our age, we'll call her Hannah. Now I like to consider myself a friendly person. I jump at the chance to meet new people and make new friends. Despite my social anxiety, I was starting to think Hannah and I were close to becoming friends, as I always tried to make her laugh whenever she was around. One day during lunch, I was eating with Lily and a couple other friends, when I get a couple back-to-back texts. I don't have the texts anymore, but they went along the lines of "Leave Lily alone, she's clearly not interested, if you don't back off, bad things will happen," etc. I was pissed because obviously someone had beef with me but were cowardly enough to text me instead of just talk to me like a decent human being. My first reaction was to call the number. No answer. It was loud in the lunchroom so I couldn't hear the voicemail name either. I couldn't tell who had texted me. I called at least 5 more times, but still had no idea who it was. Eventually I showed my friends the texts as they had seen how annoyed and distracted I was. Lily went pale when she saw the number. Turns out, it was Hannah's number. Hannah had a crush on Lily too, and was trying to get rid of the competition. I didn't go down so easily though. Later on I caught Hannah in the hall. Instead of being rude, I tried approaching her, saying things like, "Can we talk this out? And I don't want to ruin any friendship we have." She turned her back to me every time I tried to say something. Eventually she said she was doing the mature thing in not talking to me because she was sure she'd end up punching me in the face. Wow. Okay. I was done playing around. A couple weeks go by and Hannah is still trying to ruin me. She is spreading rumors about me, saying how horrible I was. She even told people I had sexually assaulted her in middle school. We went to different middle schools. I had met her in high school that year. The final straw for me was when she started taking it out on Lily. She called Lily so many horrible things, saying she was a bad friend for being around me and that she should just move back to Florida. Lily had lived in Florida her whole life until just before sophomore year. It left Lily devastated knowing that her first friend here was treating her so horribly. That's when I retaliated. I did my own little spy work. I found out who she spread the rumors to, who her friends were, all that jazz. Turns out, we had the exact same friends, but people had a feeling we wouldn't get along so we were never in the same room together. Hell, if they weren't good at judging our characters. I talked to every single person that mattered to me and told them that what Hannah said was not true and she was just trying to deter me from asking Lily out on a date. They all told me, every single one of them, that they suspected she had been bullshitting them, but wasn't sure as they hadn't heard my side of the story. When Lily confirmed all this for them as well, I realized just how little sway Hannah had amongst them. This is my favorite part. Every single one of her friends called her out. They said they knew me, trusted me, and knew for a fact that her rumors were total BS. People stopped her whenever she started to say more BS. Some even stopped talking to her completely. It was so satisfying watching people leave her side and come to mine. I got wind that she wanted to physically fight me. Now keep in mind we were both skilled with karate, but she was a short heavy-set girl whilst I was taller and more lean and did heavy lifting regularly. Basically, I was confident I'd win if we fought. I joke about fights all the time too, saying I'd knock someone out for being a dick. In reality my words were just words and I didn't want to fight her, not just because our place in school would be jeopardized, but because it would completely break Lily's heart to see us physically fight. Hannah had already messed her head up enough. I just wanted things to stop so I could continue on to junior year. I went to administration, said I wasn't sure if this was true but wanted to be careful in case it was. But I had heard a girl who didn't like me wanted to physically fight me. It all got resolved that day as Hannah seemed to realize that I was gonna win by playing by the rules. I got in no trouble at all. Hannah got a slap on the wrist. She finally left me alone. All her friends congratulated me, and the next week Lily and I went on our first date, leaving Hannah in the dust. No one has trusted Hannah's judgment since. Karen wants to use bathroom after we close. This is my first post, so I hope it makes sense. So for context, I work in a venue that plays live music with local bands with a DJ afterwards. We used to close at 2 AM, which is around 2 hours after the band finishes. But it became obvious that it was a waste of company money since most customers just leave after. So now we just keep an eye on how many people are in and the supervisor decides when to close. I will say that there is no closing time advertised anywhere. This is important for later. I'm a team leader, so when the supervisor is busy I handle the staff and make sure everyone is doing what they need to do. I can also handle most issues with customers. The building has 3 venues, 2 downstairs and 1 upstairs. The upstairs venue is only for event hire, and the 2 downstairs which are open every Friday and Saturday. There is the venue I work in and another that is open until 3 AM. Both venues share toilets, with them being able to be locked on either side for when one is closed to stop people from entering the closed venue. Now that I've explained all of that, on with the Karen encounter. So it was a normal Friday night as usual. The place emptied out quickly once the band finished and we with less than 10 people left in the venue. There was a man who was friends with the DJ, so he was just hanging with him, a small group of regulars at one of the tables and an older couple at another table. We ended up closing at 12:30. All lights were switched on and music switched off. At round 12:35 I went and locked the toilets and returned the key to the supervisor while she was cashing the till up. The regulars quickly finish their drinks and leave. We don't rush people out the door and give them plenty of time to finish their drinks. So at 12:45 we were busy doing our clean down and the older couple are still there as well as the DJ's friend. We don't mind as long as we can get out clean down done. Around 5 minutes later the woman from the couple tries to get into the toilets and asked why they were closed. I explained that we are closed and the toilets are now only for next door. She then asks for me to open them so she can go. So I just repeat myself saying that they are no longer our toilets, and also I don't have a key. If she wants to use the toilet then she could easily walk outside and go straight into next door to use them, but she was having none of it. Why are you closed now? Your website says that you are open until 4 AM. She said rather arrogantly. I respond with no, it really doesn't. We don't even have a website, only a Facebook page. Also we have been closed for 20 minutes now and the toilets were locked 5 minutes after we closed. I added. Now the DJ and his friend are standing at the bar directly behind me and I can hear one of them say, wouldn't it be funny if she was called Karen? I heard them but the woman did not. She keeps going on about why I can't just let her in the toilets this side when the man she was with said Karen. That's enough. And he takes her by the arm and leaves. All the while the 3 of us are standing there and burst out laughing. None of us could believe she was actually called Karen. It's not that bad of an Karen encounter but still funny. Edit, last orders were called and the DJ informed everyone that we were closed once it hit 12:30. The toilets also have to be locked due to people coming out the toilets from next door and trying to be served. I destroyed my coworker's life, so there was this guy at my work who always treated me like shit and tried to ostracize me. So a few weeks ago I had enough and decided to write him. He started to say racist things to me, and having dealt with this kind of people my whole life, I decided that it would be the best to just report him to my boss. Which I did. What I also did was tell a girl he was talking to, which told him some secrets that he tells everyone about her private life after that, and after I sent his girlfriend some messages which showed that he's been secretly writing with this girl I've mentioned before, which she obviously didn't want him to. After I was finished fucking up his romance life, I reported to the police that he had some mods in his car which aren't legal in my country. You all probably know how this ended. Taking this guy's life apart has been one of the most funniest, fulfilling and enjoyable things I've ever did, and I wish I could have done more for all these weeks of him bullying me. Thanks for sticking around till the end. Don't forget to subscribe for more like this.